Hello. Exercise of the week this week is yoga or stretching. Now I've only just really recently got into it. I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's really relaxing. It's good for muscles if you've been doing any other exercise. It's nice if you can do it outside, but don't have to be outside. All you need really is a mat or a kind of fleece thing like a rug thing that I'm using outside. And that's it. There's lots of videos you can watch to give you some ideas and to follow, 10 minutes, kind of 15 minutes long. And also there are some apps you can download on your phone. A lot of kind of companies have made their apps free, which is really nice. So indoors or outdoors, doesn't matter how long it takes, doesn't matter how many minutes you spend doing it. It's just a really nice, relaxing way to start the day or end the day. Yeah, so give it a try. I'm just going to show you a quick time lapse of my attempts. Fact of the week. A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. What? That's 5 billion joules. So they've worked that out on the assumption that it could power a 2-slice toaster, not a 4-slice, can't stress that enough, 2-slice toaster for 84,000 minutes, therefore toasting 100,000 slices of bread. Fact of the week. Hello everyone, hope you're safe and well. Thanks for watching. I've had incredible response from the Calling the Cork episode for some really creative, interesting designs. One of which included that someone had designed me and this scene using a cork, which was really impressive. Yeah, so I've been really impressed by the entries, all the kind of pictures I've seen. Right, this week in Creativity Craft Corner, I think that's what I've called it, we're going to be making a little pinball machine thing in a box. Ta-da! This is my one. It doesn't have to be this big, don't panic, it doesn't have to be this complicated, it doesn't have to be, you know, have all these kind of accessories and bits and pieces going on, so don't panic. But this is my little pinball machine, and I'll just show you a quick video of me playing it. So basically it is a cardboard box with some feet on it so that it sits up at an angle, and then it's got a little tinfoil ball in it that's made out of tinfoil because I don't have any little balls in the house, so I found some tinfoil, scrunch up really tightly, and that makes a good little ball. You have to kind of take some time in making sure it's spherical, and then you've got a little ball for your pinball machine. I've made a little launcher thing which I'll show you how to make. Don't have to make that, not a necessity. All you need to worry about is making some little pedally flat bits that you use to fire the ball around the arena. And then you just make some little kind of cups, put some scores there, put some numbers to show kind of what score you get when the ball lands in there, and then you can have literally hours of fun playing your little homemade pinball game thing. Okay? So, I'm not obviously going to show you how to make this one because I've made it. This is just, here's one I made earlier which I'll use for demonstration purposes and show you throughout the video. I'm going to show you how to make a smaller one, but again it's up to you. Depending on the size of box you've got, you might want to make one this big, you might want to make one bigger. As long as the concept stays the same and you've got some little paddles and a little ball that you can fire around, pretty much up to you. You can be as creative as you want, you can do it as wacky as you want, or keep it really simple, completely up to you. But for this video, I'm going to show you how to make a smaller version in a shoebox. So away goes the Blue Peter. Here's what I made earlier. Voila, shoebox. So what I'm going to show you first, and this is optional, is how to make the little ball launcher system that I made for my one over there. So basically what I've done is I've got a cardboard tube. You might have something this small at home, or you might have to chop up a kind of cling film roll or tin foil roll tube. That's what I did. It, again, depends on the size you need. So for this shoebox, the launcher probably needs to be about that big, maybe about kind of 160 millimeters or 16 centimeters long. Cut that. And obviously what you want to do is make the little tinfoil ball, you want to make sure that it actually fits in the tube. Very important that it fits in the tube, because I made the first one, doesn't fit. So, made the little ball, got the little launcher tube. Now what we need to do is, again, if you've got any little sticks, or it could be a pencil, you could use a pencil for this. Basically the tricky thing is you need a little spring that fits around a stick. Now luckily, like I said, I've got these little kebab skewers which are perfect, and I've just taken apart a biro and the spring fits on there perfectly. But again, if you can get a spring out of a biro, finding the stick to go in it might be a bit tricky, but like I said, you don't have to make this part of the pinball game. It's just a nice little accessory if you want. But yeah, so what you need to do now, if you've got your stick, spring goes over it like that. Then we need to make the little cover for the bottom of this so that this can slide in and out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some trusty old cardboard. Draw around that, like so. We're also going to draw another circle, and this one needs to be smaller because this is going to be the end of the plunger that fires the ball up the tube. So I'm going to draw around that, and then I'm just going to kind of modify it to make it slightly smaller. There we go. I've got any scissors. Okay, so cut out the large circle first. There we go. Need to find the centre of it. Now, because these kebab skewers are a bit spiky, I'm just going to be careful when you do this, because make a little hole. We'll mark out the centre like that. Make sure it goes through freely. And then that will go on the end of my tube like that, and that will stop the stick coming out the bottom like that. Now, I need to cut out the little end piece. So this is the plunger that's going to go on the end of the stick, and this needs to be a smaller circle because it needs to fit inside the tube. Very important. So one large circle with a hole in the middle. There we go. Now we're ready to assemble. So I'm going to get my trusty glue gun. So first thing we do is we obviously get the spring and put it on the stick like this. And then we put the cardboard thing through there, like that. And then this bit of cardboard is going to go on the end, and that's how it's going to basically work inside the tube. Okay, so what we need to do first is glue the end on. There we go, so just make sure that fits in there. Yes, it does, perfect. Then we're going to put on the spring, like that. And then what we're going to do is we pop that through there, like that. Just check that it works. Yep, lovely stuff. And then we're going to glue the top of our tube, like that. And pop that inside the tube without getting glue on it. We're just going to hold that down. Now, again, I'm using a glue gun. It is ideal, but again, if you don't have a glue gun, you can use sellotape. You can use different type of glue if you want. Sellotape is probably going to be best for this little mechanism. But again, tape should do a pretty good job. And there we go. We should have a little launching system that will be able to fire the ball in our pinball. Ooh! There we go. Okay, so firstly I've got my box, got my shoe box. Now firstly it's too high, so I probably want to cut it down to maybe about half the height, depending on what size box you've got, because you don't want it to be too deep and too high. We won't be able to kind of get the ball out and stuff like that. So you want it to be fairly shallow, so kind of half the height. So I'm just going to mark there, probably should be using a ruler, and then I'm going to cut around the outside. There we go, so cut the kind of top half off, so we've got more of a shallow kind of tray. The next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to put a bit of colour in here because it's a bit random, a bit mucky. So I've got this yellow card that I'm probably going to use just to line it. So I'm just going to mark that out, just to stick that in the base. There we go, so I've got a bit of colour in the base now, kind of makes it look kind of fresher, not as tatty. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to fix the little paddles at the bottom. I'm going to show you how to insert them. Now, I've got these wooden knives, don't ask me why, and they're going to be absolutely perfect. That you may not have something like this at home. So again, you can use good old trusty cardboard. It will need to be quite strong. Bear in mind some cardboard bends and folds quite easily, so you might need to kind of glue maybe kind of like lots of bits together to make quite strong little flippers. That's it, flippers, let's call them flippers. So yeah, just bear in mind that they need to be quite strong when you're doing the flipping. And these are perfect obviously because they're made out of wood. But if you haven't got anything like that, lollipop sticks would be perfect. But if not, you can just make your own paddles out of good old fashioned cardboard. So, first thing you need to do is work out how far apart they need to be. So basically, when you've got your little flippers, you need to make sure they're not touching the middle. Make sure you've got a little gap so that the ball can fall through the middle. Because if not, there's no way of losing the game really. You need, if you put them together, there's a chance they're going to catch. But basically, you want to get them so that they're kind of about here with about 15 millimeters. 2 centimeters in between them for the ball to drop into the middle. So what you need to do is work out where you want it to go. So I'm going to have a little zone at the bottom, which I'm going to use from this extra bit I've stuck in. That's going to be kind of where the ball drops if you lose. So I'm just going to use that as a point of reference, which is perfect. And then I'm going to cut with my scissors 2 slits right down to the base. There we go, like so. And then my flippers. I'm going to slot in like that. Now, because this cardboard's quite tough, I'm going to have to make a slightly larger gap. We're doing another cut, like that. There we go, so 2 slots either side. Perfect. So my little flippers now slot in there, and you can see that they've got lovely action there. So now what we need to sort out is the fact that these are kind of quite loose and they're kind of going to fall out and go everywhere. So we're going to use some cardboard just to kind of reinforce them and stick them in. Okay. So firstly, we need to get some cardboard to go across the tops to hold the flippers in. Glue there, glue there. I'm just going to glue it across the top. Make sure the flipper still moves, like so. There we go. One for this side. Glue, glue. It goes. Perfect. So they are locked in now. And then what you need to do is work out, make sure you've got about 2 centimetre gap in between them. Make sure that the hands are kind of, the levers are out evenly, like that. You probably want it to go like that. And then we're going to put on some little stoppers. 2, 3, 4. To stop them going in and out. So put glue on there, and I'm going to glue that on the outside like that, so it can't go in any further. one on that side, one on this side. There we go. So they can't come out, go in, sorry. And then we need to put some on the inside, because at the moment they could still probably you can still pull them out. Glue that on there. There we go. So we've now got nice colour in the background, don't have to put colour in, completely optional. And we've got two flippers, or paddles, or whatever you want to call them, that are now ready to go. They don't go in, they don't go out, they can't pull up, can't go down. And that's fundamentally, in essence, the most important part of this game is that you've got two little paddles, little flippers, to fire your ball around, okay? So, what we need to do next is we need to obviously angle it, because at the moment the ball's not going to roll anywhere, especially if it's made out of tin foil. So what we need to do is make some little kind of feet for it. Now the height, I would say it needs to be about at least around 8 to 10 centimetres off the ground. The problem is obviously if it's not high enough, the ball won't roll around, but if it is too high, the ball's just going to fall straight down the middle and it's going to be too fast for you to react. So do a bit of experimenting. It will help if you do have your aluminium ball to hand, so you can kind of angle it and work out what angle it needs to be at. Let's have a little play around. And then for the beauty time lapse, I'm going to make my little feet. Now to make this side bit, so the supporting bit, to give it some height, what I've just done is I've just glued on a piece of cardboard at the back about 8 to 10 centimetres high, and I've just put some side support bits in there to make sure it's nice and stable. There we go. So again, this is the tricky bit really, it's just getting the height right and making sure that when you put your little tinfoil ball in it, it does actually roll down and you're able to fire it up with the flippers, no problems. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so basically at the point now we've got all the fundamentals. You've got a ball, you've got the little flippers, you've got your box, and all that's left to do really is kind of put in all the details. Now, if you've made a little launcher tube, this obviously can go just above your flippers. You need to obviously mark out a hole where it's going, and then if you make a hole here, you can then glue it. If you make some kind of supports, so if you make a kind of angled support for it that goes above the flippers with a little slot in it, you can then glue your launcher there. But for this video, I'm just showing you how to make the kind of basic version of this game with the flippers, where you just put the ball in yourself, okay? So now it's pretty much up to you. You've got to place or put little cups with scores on where you think will be the easiest or trickiest to kind of get points. So what you want to do is probably leave this area free, because you don't want anything getting in the way of your little flippers. And I'm just going to make some of the little cups. So I'm going to get some corrugated cardboard, again, of course, cut a long strip of it off. Make sure it's curvy like this. And then that's perfect for making some little kind of score cups, let's call them. So I could put one up here, and then I could have kind of a little one here or here. Up to you. You can have 2, you can have 3, you can have 4, but you don't want to put too many in because it might get in the way of the the ball flying around. So again, I'm just going to glue my little cup. I'm going to put one up here, and that'll be fairly tricky. Then I'm going to put a smaller one, maybe down here. I'm just going to glue that a bit further. You can always patch it up a bit later. So I might want to put that cup at the top there, like that. So I've got kind of little score cups now. I'm going to put scores in them. You can put with a pen. I could put maybe, this one's going to be 10 points, this one's going to be 20 points. There we go. And it's up to you. You can kind of glue whatever you want really to kind of in the way, or kind of to make, you know, kind of stop the ball going straight down to the flippers. You can glue little sticks in, you can get kind of bottle top. And like I said, really it's up to you to be as creative as you want to kind of design your own little course. You can use whatever colours you want, you can maybe give it a theme. Like I said, this is a very rough and ready, quick example, but it's just to really show you how quickly you can do this and how easy it is. But don't let kind of anything stop you in terms of design ideas, how it's going to look. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll get my bigger one out that I spent a bit more time on, and I will go through, I'll kind of video it and show you how they'll work. But like I said, the only difference is I put some tin foil on the cups for this one. I've put some kind of milk carton tops there, put some little sticks in so it kind of interrupts the ball as it falls down to the bottom. I put a little kind of danger zone warning sign there at the bottom there for the kind of when it goes out of play. And again, if you're going to add the little tube launcher thing, you can see that obviously it goes above the little flipper, and then I've had to kind of make a kind of ramp that curves around to go into there. But like I said, you don't have to add that part, you can keep it simple, just put the flippers in like that and just put the ball in and it will work absolutely fine. Okay, good luck. Thanks for watching.